All right, guys, we are live. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome, guys. Welcome,
Hope everyone is
everybody.
having a fantastic day. Yeah, as usual, you guys are welcome. Please, for those just joining, feel free to share the link. Invite anyone you want to invite. Share the link, and it's important you start dropping your questions early. Let me put my phone on silent. You need to start dropping your questions early. If you have some projects you want us to look into, um, drop them in the comments. Please drop them in the comments. And also, there's something that is worth noting. The comments that are dropped in the live stream can't be seen at the end of the stream. Like people can't see it afterwards. Like when they are watching the stream, they can't see those comments except we highlight them to display on the screen. So for some persons that might be wondering why they don't see those comments when they are watching the videos, it's because all the comments during the live stream, you can't actually see them. And the only ones you can see on the screen, like this GM, these are the ones from people that are actually live. So we have to make you see them. Yeah, so it's been an amazing market. This week is starting on a good note. What do you think? It's really starting on a good note.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of price action from both
Yeah,
alts, from Bitcoin itself.
yeah,
In other news, I saw the whale that made money from the October crash. I
yes,
saw news that he has added $10 more million to his Ethereum long, which is a
yeah,
relief to most people because dude has been short in all this while. So if we're seeing him add long positions, it means okay, maybe we're about to see some relief bounce. We're about to see some good price action. So remember in our previous conversation, that was like yesterday,
yeah,
we spoke about the fact that we could see some rally between uh, now and December, right? These rallies might be spurred by maybe trends or whatever it is, but one has to be careful if this kind of rallies happen. Probably even in the alt scene, sorry, in the meme scene, we've seen a whole lot of meme spring up from this whole monad launch.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
a lot of memes, were coming out, and you're seeing crazy numbers, but these things are basically uh, liquidity grabbing, right? Which we've talked about. So hopefully, if we see slow price movement to the upside for Bitcoin, then we see much more rapid price movements for alts. We could see
yeah.
Bitcoin dominance fall more rapidly, and that could be beneficial for retail investors.
Yeah, talking about memes, as you just said something about memes now. There's this meme that launched yesterday, header. There's this lady that made a tweet, this Nigerian lady, she made a tweet about what's the lure behind your header. She made that tweet, I think 3 days ago. What's the lure behind your header? That's on X. And that tweet started blowing up as at yesterday evening, it had 430 million views. She's not, funny enough, she's not verified. She has barely 5,000 followers. And that tweet already had 430 million views and over 10,000 bookmarks. You get, and over 50,000 retweets and quote tweets, like all of those things. So I noticed that aside the fact that it was blowing up because people were quoting it to like state the law behind their header on X, you get. Aside that, she now started promoting projects and eventually launched a meme coin called Header. And when I saw it, was still on Pump Fund, I think on 70K market cap. So just now, as you spoke about meme coin, I'm trying to see if I can pull up that tweet. I'm just trying to see maybe to see how well that meme has actually performed because I just saw it. I didn't bother trying to buy or do anything. But yeah, towards the end, we'll get back to that. I think I can be able to see it here. maybe towards the end, I'll share my screen. I'm searching for the tweet where she dropped the meme coin. Like, okay, Justin, okay, let me just share my screen. Let me share my screen right now since we're talking about it. I was about sharing something else, but let me just share it. I think right now it has reached 1 billion views. It's
No,
about a
I
billion
thought you were
views.
about
So
to
I've
say.
not checked
I
that.
thought you were about to say it has reached
Meme coin.
$1 billion market cap.
That's why I'm searching
Everywhere,
for the
everywhere
meme.
for just right now.
Okay, now it's about 600 or something. You can see my screen, right? You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you guys, this was what she posted, I think, on Saturday. This should be Saturday that she posted this last Saturday, 3, 4 days ago. And right now it's over 600 and something million
That's
views
crazy.
and almost 100K reposts, about 10K comments, about 20K bookmarks. She posted that meme. Trying to check if I can see it. Trying to check, but I saw the meme yesterday. The name of the meme is Header. That was the name. I don't know, maybe she has deleted it now. It's possible. Because I noticed while it was getting that traction, she was not trying to like at least see how she can leverage on it. You get to make money or something. Maybe she has deleted it. It was on Pump Phone. I guess she has deleted it. I guess she has. But because I checked, I verified, and she was the one that actually posted it. That particular meme, which was yesterday evening. When I saw it, it was just like 30 minutes after it was posted, and it was already on like 30 something K, sorry, 7 something K market cap. I guess maybe probably
Mm-hmm.
she has actually deleted it. I guess so. Maybe later I might just take my time to check to see if it performed well or not. But I didn't buy the meme though. I didn't buy. It's been a while I've traded memes on Pump Phone or even on Solana because it's not really advisable to jump into most of those memes when the market is this brutal. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
advisable unless you just want to throw money around or waste money. For those just joining, please GMGM, feel free drop your questions, anything you want us to look at. It's very very important to drop it early. We're just 8 minutes in. You can drop it so that with the quantity of what we're seeing or information that is being requested, we can start attending to them on time before we lose track of time. So very important. Also, feel free to share the link, invite anyone you want to invite. Yeah, so let's jump straight into the markets and see what's happening. Yeah, so today you can see the market is green. It's all green today. And yeah, that's true. Monad has actually launched. Monad
Mm-hmm.
launched, I think, yesterday. The launch was disappointing. It was actually very, very disappointing. And it was very disappointing because Monad raised so much money. Like Monad is arguably among top five, top six, I think, and crypto platforms that have raised like very, very good amount of money. Monad raised over $300 million. Like they really, really raised good money. So the launch was extremely hyped, and the tech is good. And we know Monad has been hyped for years, like since like I think 2023. Monad has been hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Like their
Yeah, the
testnet
people started farming.
has
Yes.
traction. Yeah, it has traction, and the community seemed a bit gated. You get so they have hyped both the tech, they've hyped the community, and we're talking about the pre-sale last week. You get what we're talking about the pre-sale. I said it clearly that I'm not actually participating. I know some persons participating, but I intentionally I'm not looking at participating because of market sentiment. You get it's not really looking right, like something that will be worth it. So I just had to pass. I had to pass. We said it here last week, I think on Clubhouse and also I think on this live stream. We spoke about that one, even the public sale. We still spoke about it. So seeing the launch yesterday, it launched and I think the market cap, we'll look at the market cap on CoinGecko. We'll look at it briefly. Maybe once we're just done talking, we'll look at the market cap. But then I saw it and the market cap was way below my expectation. Like, but I wasn't surprised to say the least. I was expecting that the market cap would get to say 900 or $1 billion market cap before you talk of the FTV. And I know even people I spoke with outside this live stream, people I spoke with live, like real time, one on one, I told them that one of the reservations I had about Monad was the fact that the token was just too much. 100 billion tokens, like it was just too much. However, they want to distribute it, whether they are locking 10%, whether it's only 10% that will be in circulation, however you look at it, it was just too much. Because what that means is that the FDV would be extremely high. That these are like some things people don't pay attention to. The FDV will be very, 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 very high. And in a market like this, there's only so much your FDV can be. Your FDV won't go and be 25 billion. You understand? Most times to get to maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you get most times it won't go and hit 40 billion or 20 something billion. You understand? So that was like the major issue I had with them, aside the fact that the market wasn't looking so good. And the fact that they were raising so much money, most times that's not really a good thing. You understand? When a project that has a really
we mostly
huge,
see, yeah, we saw this kind of stuff, I think in 2018, 2017,
yeah,
2018 bull market,
yeah,
where projects were raising outrageous amounts of money, more than they even need to run the project for like 10 years, right? But
yeah,
most of the times when we look at some of these chains, we've seen it. We saw it a lot. I think whether earlier in 2013 or so, when we saw the likes of Injective, Tensor, what's all those their names again? Block.
there were a lot.
Just I've
Yeah,
forgotten most of them were like Cosmos chains, right? They
yeah,
were
yeah, yeah,
launching, as in launching. Most of them did nothing less than 5 billion to $10 billion FDV, right, on
yeah.
launch day. But if you ask yourself now, where are those chains? What's happening? What's like the daily volume on those chains? You find out that most of the times those chains they don't even do up to $20 million trading volume on chain, right? Most
It's
of
been
them don't do
steady
up to
decline.
$20 million. Yes. So
Yeah,
you now ask yourself, those chains, what were they
it's been
designed
on a
for? Is it
huge
for
steady decline.
Yes, those chains are they designed to make money for the VCs or to grab money? It doesn't really make sense. So that's why even Monad, most people were disappointed with their is it airdrop? With the whole thing that they did about the tax, buying those NFTs, doing all those plenty shebangs. Most people were really, really disappointed at the outcome of
Yeah,
that particular thing. So for me, I'm not
but
shocked that Munad did not really, pump because market sentiments, they raised a shitload of money, So I don't, maybe after now, if the market, settles, everything is fine, Monad
it
could
starts
probably
pumping
get a
again.
few years, depending if people are disappointed and they dumped and price crashes, and then we get those
But then, but
manipulative
then,
candles.
but then that is even more difficult to do because it will largely depend on the tech and how much developers they are able to attract, and also cash flow, utility, you get all of those things. And we know right now that competition is very fierce in the crypto space. Like competition is tough. It's really, really
Yeah,
tough.
I agree,
So the
but don't
easiest
forget
way
that we can easily get manipulations. If those guys they have the market makers, they have the money, they can decide to manipulate the market for the sake of it, right? We've seen
for
it
how long?
for the one of the yeah, but
For
then
how
as
long?
if yeah, just to spite the weak hands, the paper hands, and then it forms for some time and then slowly declines over time. We've seen it. The last one we saw it with Chain Opera. Chain Opera pumped crazy. Now it's on a steady, slow decline. We saw it with like chains like probably even Injective. We saw it with like the block. I think even Story itself. It
Yeah.
pumped. Some of them, when they launched, they did not really do very well. Then after like a week, you get,
They start
then they
moving.
started pumping. So yeah, people are spiting. Oh, the guys that got airdrop that immediately went to dump. Now it's pumping, but then after those pump, now it's steady decline. So we've seen these patterns over and over again. To be honest.
Yeah, we're going to have lots of ghost chains, but we'll get back on that later then before we look at the chart. So briefly, let's just look at today's projects that have actually pumped based on Bitcoin holding its 6K brief support. It held it yesterday and some odds started to rally. Yeah, and I think it went to almost 89K and it's still holding minimum 86K, which is why some odds are trying to reprice. So, but the leading odds here is Monad, which we all know is because of it launched yesterday. It's nothing really spectacular. If you look at other altcoins, they've just been 5%, 3%, 4%. Nothing worth getting too hyped about. Yeah, because they can still do a minus 10, 15% should BTC go back to 80K. So this doesn't mean it should be bullish. No, doesn't mean so. If you want to be very certain that it doesn't mean that, look at the 1 week chart. You can see most of them are still in red, despite being in small 5, 10% yesterday to today. It hasn't been able to eliminate the negative price action that they had in the last 1 week. And if you zoom to 1 month, you'll find out that almost all the odds are actually in red. So when you see small greens like this, it doesn't automatically mean it's now bullish. But yeah, it does mean something. If you notice yesterday, we said most of those odds, when we zoomed out to the yearly price action, we said it that most of them were down 7 something, 8 something, even up to 90%. So from yesterday till today, they have started canceling little by little the negative price action. Yet gradually they've started canceling it. So you don't need to wait until you see them become green when you zoom out to like a year time frame. You don't need to wait till then. If you wait till then you're obviously late. You're not buying the deep. So realistically, it's when you're seeing something like this, that's when you're actually supposed to like start buying the deep. So briefly, let me share my screen on CoinGecko. There's this new project that launched recently. I think it's just, I don't think it's up to a week that it launched. I saw it yesterday though, and I started tracking it yesterday. We've been talking about prediction market, and I've said this, I think I said it last week too, that if a blockchain wants to naturally attract traction and new users and trading volume, it's to build a reasonable product. Like if you can build like a very reasonable product, you can be able to naturally attract that. Before I talk about the project, looking at the chart is still almost similar to what we had yesterday. The only minor difference is the fact that some altcoins have started to be pricing. Ethereum was less than this yesterday. Today it's up into BNB2 and a few others. But let's look at this project. The project is Rain. Let me open it up. Rain. I noticed it because it's been pumping for almost 48 hours, and it had the same volume. So I had to go and look up the project. And it's actually a prediction market that is, you can see the market cap. Market cap is about $1.1 billion, 1.1. The FTV is 8.8. And it's actually been pumping for almost, let's say, about 48 hours now that it's been pumping. Yeah, I think about 48 hours that it has actually been pumping. Let me see if I can check. Okay, you can see in the last 7 days, it has done almost 150%. So it's still very new, still very, very fresh, very, very new and a very fresh project. But at least for me, maybe it has been around for a while, but since when I noticed it, it's just barely 48 hours. Now, what I noticed about this Rain, here's the crazy thing. I've not bought the token yet because you need a good entry. What these guys do, maybe I might open the site. Let me see if I can open it. By the way, this is not a paid ad or sponsorship or endorsement or anything. It's none of the above. This was just me doing my usual research that I do. So let me just share my screen on their site so you can see what they do. All right, hope you can see my screen now. Again, this is not like an ad or any endorsement. It's none of the above. This is just like normal research. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so what these guys do, when I checked, they're actually a prediction market protocol. But the funny thing now is what they first is built on Arbitrum, which was really, really interesting and which covers, I've been saying in the Ori group that they should build a prediction market. I've been suggesting that to them for almost a month now, that they should actually build a prediction market. Yes, they are trying to build trading, focus on LFGs. Like, yeah, they should also dedicate resources to building a prediction market, because looking at this ecosystem and looking at the world generally, prediction market is becoming like a huge and big thing. And it's easier and even better on the blockchain because you can verify most of all these things. It's more transparent. Now, this rain, their approach is slightly different to the prediction market built on BNB chain. We have said this stuff before that most chains right now, they want to have that thing that everybody loves. Every chain wants to have their own version. You understand? So you find out that most chains now, they have their own perpetual decks. You get their own perpetual decks like Asta, Base has them, Aventis. You get each chain is trying to do that. Now, prediction market, Binance launched their own, I think, a month ago. Kind of forgets the name though, but they launched theirs, which is actually doing well. And CZ interacted with it a little, and it exploded, doing over 100 and something million dollars volume in a day. You get now, Rain has been launched by Arbitrum. Arbitrum have launched Rain, so I won't be shocked if we see Base launch theirs. I won't be shocked if we see Solana, but although Solana is one of the chains that you rarely see them trying to create those things. The community instead would go and create something like that. But it's quite interesting when you see most of these blockchains building stuffs that can attract real users. For me, I feel that's the easiest and best way. Front run the trend, build something better that can attract users. Now, these Rain guys, the different thing they did is they allowed people to create their own prediction markets. So you can create like your own prediction market, and you can also come up with like the questions and also the answers to those questions. And you can also provide liquidity. You understand? Because I was just trying it out gradually. You can also provide liquidity. So, for example, now we can create something and say how many persons would attend tomorrow's live stream. Again, and we put like answers, maybe less than 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, above 60. You understand? We put things like that there, and the users or those that want to engage with that particular prediction can now go and select whichever option they want. Yeah, so that's what they did. But before you can finalize that, you have to like provide liquidity, because these prediction markets, the way they work most times is you're buying. It's not just you selecting an option and actually pledging an amount. It's more of like you buying. So the percentage of each option kind of like changes, because it's more of like you're buying a token. I don't know if I'm explaining it the right way that people understand, but if you interact with them, you notice that that is how it works. So most times, even before the prediction time elapses, you can sell and exit. So let me give an example. Let's say there's a prediction of what will be the price of Bitcoin by tomorrow evening or by 30th of November. And you have different options there. Let's say you have 100,000, over $100,000, and you have, let's say, below $60,000. And as at today, it is at 50-50. If I go and buy above $100,000, and let's say I put $1,000, as it is approaching that date and BTC price is gradually going towards that 100K dollars, I don't know if you get, I can choose to even exit that my position in profit. I can choose to exit it in profit. Now, people that want to enter that position would get in paying a higher amount for like that particular token or share, or I don't know what to call it. You get to buy into that position that yes, it will be above that 100K. So the more likely it is for the outcome to go towards that option, the more expensive it would be for you to like go with that particular option. So for prediction market, you don't need to wait until the decision is being decided. You can actually exit halfway. So there are people that are doing it like an actual full-time business where people do trading. They get in, maybe they get in with like 1K dollars, and maybe if they wait till the very end, they might exit with like $1,900. That's $900 profit. But halfway through, they'll just exit with like 1.3 or 1,350. There are people that is like literally what they are doing. They don't wait till like the very end. It's just like the same thing we're seeing when HBO did that investigation of who is Satoshi. You see how it was fluctuating. You hear this week is this person leading, the next 3 days is another person leading. Eventually, I think it was nobody. Eventually, it was nobody. I think so, or they picked somebody that they say they believe is that person that's a likely person that created BTC. Now, there are people that made crazy money because they get in that it is this person. As the person starts climbing towards top 2, they exit their positions. They go and pick another person, similar thing. They are not waiting till the end of that particular prediction. They don't need to wait till that end. They can exit at any point. So that this whole prediction market is really, really something that is very interesting, and people can use it to like make good money. So these guys now, these rain guys, the good thing they did now is they opened it up. They opened it up such that communities can actually come now and create their own prediction markets. In fact, schools can even go. Imagine a school where maybe they are doing an SUG election or something. They can actually go and create a prediction market in that platform and come up with options. So you can have like closed groups, closed circles, or some even smaller open circles that can hop on this site and actually create their own prediction market and actually add liquidity. And maybe their community or wherever they stay or live, people can go. You get even influencers can even go there and create their own prediction. You get, and people can actually go and like interact with it. The only difference is they will be the one to add like an initial liquidity to it. You get, so it's really, really an interesting concept, and these guys Rain, they try to innovate around it. So it's cool when we see things like this happen on the blockchain. Like it's really, really nice, and that's one of the fastest ways for projects to be able to attract new users. It's crazy how time runs. We've spent 30 minutes just explaining this. So you can run through the site to see how it works, create market, provide liquidity, participate, frequently ask questions, and check some other stuff. So just in case you're wondering why the platform has actually been trending, pumping, and all of those things, now you know why. It's because of the products that they created. You get, so which explains what someone asked yesterday. What someone asked, there's a noise I think coming from your mic. It explains what somebody asked yesterday about how do you identify solid projects. If this if Rain is able to constantly sustain and maintain its volume that it is generating from its prediction platform, if it's able to constantly maintain that, then obviously it will positively impact its token. There's no two ways about that. It will positively impact its token. So for traders now, or for investors, they'll just be looking for like an entry point. I'm supposed to share different stuff. They'll be looking for an entry point where they want to like jump into that particular asset. They'll be waiting for it. They'll even be praying for it to like dump or correct so that they can buy it at cheaper prices. Yeah, that is how most of these things work. It's not rocket science. That's why you have some people in the space that they can only invest in solid projects. They are not interested in going to trade memes. They are not actually interested in that. For those that are just joining, this is a project we're talking about. Rain, just a project. They're not interested in actually going to buy memes and all of those things. No, they are only looking for like solid projects like this. Once they see something like this, they can now go and start searching and checking for like a good entry point. They can now dive deeper to look at the tokenomics, because if you're a long-term investor, you want to also pay attention to that. So if you look at this tokenomics, you're seeing the circulating supply, you're seeing the total supply, you're seeing the max supply. So about 30% of it is actually circulating right now, or less than, probably less than, even 30% of it is what is circulating. I think 22% or so is what is circulating right now. So they would want to check what method or means are they using to emit this 20 something. How did they come about it? Is it investors, or is it for liquidity? Was there a pre-sale? Yeah, they go deeper down the rabbit hole trying to research before they jump into that project. But did they do a pre-sale? Did they distribute tokens to some persons? Was there an airdrop? Did people farm it? You get what is the emission like? When next are they releasing more tokens? If people invested, who are the investors? What is the vesting like? What's the duration of the vesting? Is it a linear vesting? You get when does this vesting start? When does it end? Things like that. Now, these are the things that those persons will now factor in before they decide to jump into that particular project. So how many percent do they have access to? When next are they having the next batch of distribution to the investors? Can they offload? Can they sell? You get most of those things. Those are the things that will now finally let you decide if you really want to buy that project. Then if that's the right time, or if that's the wrong time, or if you want to wait for some of the investors to offload. Some of the times you can see that, yes, all the investors have been given their tokens, but they are still holding. So you want to also check, why are they holding? Is it that they got in at a higher valuation, or is it that they got in at a lower valuation? Or is it because of the project is doing so well, so they are not just interested in taking profits yet? Like, these are different factors that you want to consider. The chart shows you some information, but yeah, before you jump to the chart, you want to do that fundamental analysis, then before you back it up with the technical analysis. We spent about 33 minutes. Let's jump to BTC charts. Yeah, Space now, I don't know if you have something you want to share. I'm jumping to
No, we've just done some free ads for Rain. I was just checking out their what's it called, tokenomics. But we can go to the charts because we need to round up, and we need to move on to other things.
Yeah, so just before we go to the charts briefly, let's see the top performing projects on CoinGecko just before we jump to the charts. After which we're going to jump to the charts. You can see my screen now, yeah? Should be CoinGecko displaying now. Hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can see Rain is obviously trending. Rain is number 65 on top 100 cryptocurrencies. Rain is actually 65. That's why it's good to have like a solid project. But time will tell though. Tommy, I said this Tommy is a scam. There's nothing making me buy this Tommy. I don't advise anyone to buy it. If you check their tokenomics, they have over, I think now they have up to 50 trillion tokens circulating. They have endless minting. They just mint tokens on ending mint. If you had $1,000 in Tommy last year, April, May, right now that $1,000 is not even supposed to be up to $10 as at 2 months ago. So it's supposed to be even less than $1. Yes, and the minting is just insane. Like, it's just insane. Yeah, so we can see Hemi. Hemi is building around Bitcoin. You can see waves. This Chain Opera. Nothing is making me interactive Chain Opera. Limitless is also prediction. So I'm sure Limitless is pumping because of Rain. So you might see some prediction platforms that have tokens start pumping. So Limitless is also a prediction platform, but it has to do more with trading. Basically, this is Monad. Particle Network has been pumping for some days now, but it's not something I'm interacting with. Yeah, so we just have random coins. Yeah, this is a project that I can advise people to bag, bounce bits. Bounce bit is good. It's at a very, very good price. So you might want to do your research on it and accumulate since it's still very, very undervalued. Useless coin is good for swings. It's actually good for swings, 30-40% swings. It's actually good. So if you're interested in like swinging in and out, you might want to try that out. Then if we should look at briefly, let me see how many minutes do we have. Time is running pretty fast. I think we should switch to the charts. So if we should look at just briefly Glassthrough top 100 projects, you see it's more of like random memes, like very, 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 very random memes we have here. Very random memes. So there's no particular trend that is actually forming. No particular trend is actually forming. So let's move to the chart. Let's look at what the chart is telling us, and also based on the trade we took yesterday. So let's see the trade we took yesterday. How did the trade perform? And also if there's an opportunity for us today or any setup that is actually trying to position on the chart. So I hope you can see my screen now though. You can see my chart. For those just joining, please, we do this every morning, 10 o'clock daily. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. I don't know where you're watching from. If it's YouTube or Twitter, feel free to subscribe, follow, quote, invite anyone you want to share the link. We do this Mondays to Fridays. You can see my screen here.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So let's go to the BTC charts. So we took a BTC trade yesterday. For those that joined yesterday, I shared this trade yesterday. That was when I shared the trade. But when it was shared, it had already moved. I think it was somewhere around 86K, somewhere around here, heading towards TP1. So somewhere around here yesterday. And we're talking about it. And I did say this was TP1, this was TP2, then you have TP3, then full TP. Yeah, so, and I spoke about the trade management. If it gets to TP1, what is expected, TP2, and all of those things. Now, if you notice, this trade obviously got to TP2 yesterday. I also explained why this stop loss was here. I explained why. It was it was not an aggressive stop loss. Yet it was a carefully picked stop loss in case there's like a pullback. It can be able to like hold up. Yet, so I explained that. Now, if you notice, this trade went all the way to TP2 before it reversed back to entry and went towards the stop loss, but it didn't hit the stop loss. Instead, it went back. This line wasn't drawn yesterday, this box, by the way, it was not here yesterday. I drew it when I was reanalyzing the chart at night to see what it was expected. That's when I drew that. And also if I was willing to take another position, which I think I did. I took another position. I think was it on Litecoin? I think so. Yeah, so this was actually done late last night. So what happened here is it just retraced back to the breakout block. That was what happened. If we go to 4 hours charts, it retraced back to the breakout block on the 1 hour chart, which is also on the 4 hours chart. This is it. It just retraced back there. It didn't get to our SL. Now, this is something you want to see for people that might be wondering if they wanted to take the trade or something. And what is that? Rejection. You want to see like a rejection candle. Yeah, I know I took another trade here. Yes, I know I took another trade which I've exited. You want to see like rejection. Now, immediately it got back to here, which this place is a breakout block. This is not a trading lecture, by the way, so I'm not going into details of what those things mean. Immediately it got back here, it actually rejected because you obviously have some sell orders here. It's rejected, and now where is it coming back to? It's coming back here. That's literally where it's coming back to. It's coming back to this zone, basically. That's where it's coming back to. This zone. Now, if it fails to hold, if this zone fails to hold, then it can continue back to full TP. But if there is a bounce here, because you can see on the 4 hours there was a rejection here, which made it get back here, and here it has rejected again, and it's coming back here. So it's not a question of which would fail. Is it this one that would fail or this one that would fail? If this one fails, we're coming all the way down. If this one holds, and let's say the 4 candle prints a rejection in here, as you see this long week principle that maybe anticipating to like take a trade, which will most likely be a risky trade because there's no confirmation yet. There's no confirmation yet. It would be to find a long around here, which, like I said, there's no confirmation yet. But it would be to find a long here. Now, why I said there's no confirmation yet is because you have not seen any rejection candles yet. You haven't seen any form of rejection. You have not seen it yet. But that would be like if you want to like risk this, that would be what you'll be targeting. You get, that's what you'll most likely be targeting. But there's no confirmation. So the confirmation will be like you want to see rejection. You want to see these candles forming like a rejection here before you can like find an entry. Some persons can just jump into the trade, but then to be very, very risky. It gets to be really risky if you jump in on this trade here. So this is basically what BTC is showing us. If we zoom out, we can see that on the lower time frame, BTC is still trying to form like an uptrend. And see on the lower time frame, still trying to form like an uptrend until it breaks here on a lower time frame. And if it's able to pass this little resistance we're having on this breakout block, then we'll be targeting here. And if it goes above here, then very good. That should be sending us all the way to about 95k or thereabouts. It should be sending us to 95k or thereabouts. Looking at the charts. So if you look at them daily, we've had green. Today is looking like it's going to be red, but we can't be sure yet. It's too early to call. This is just 11. We still have over 12 hours for today. So there's every tendency that this candle can still end up being a green candle. So that's basically what the chart is actually showing us. For people that want to scalp, you can go to lower time frame. But for today, I actually don't advise that. I really do not advise that yet. So I think it's time for us to take questions if we have any question. Another chart I was looking at, I think LTC, I think I took a trade at LTC. That was yesterday. And it was actually a short on LTC. It was a short on LTC. So yesterday I was saying I wasn't longing any of the altcoins. I said that I was not long any of the altcoins. So Litecoin started moving and it got to this other block actually where there's like a resistance, and this was where I took a trade. But Litecoin is also trying to go towards the upside as long as BTC behaves. Most of these things are based on Bitcoin not misbehaving, most of the stuff. But the challenge now is most of these altcoins are actually weak. So any small downside shake off from BTC might send them crashing really bad, like really bad. If BTC just starts running back to 80k, which I believe if BTC gets there to bounce, that's my belief. It gets there to bounce. Most of the odds will dump more than they did last time. So you want to actually be careful. So we've spent over 40 minutes. That's a whole lot of time. Let's just take one question or so before we call it a day. Yeah, so someone is asking, sir, about bluff. How do you earn points on it? Which one is bluff, please? Which is bluff? Can you expatiate a little? Which is bluff before we round up? Because we're supposed to spend 20 minutes, but we spent over 40 minutes. And please, for all those watching, we do this every day, Mondays to Fridays, 10 a.m. sharp. It's supposed to last for 20 minutes. But sometimes it gets 30, 40. If you have questions, if you want us to look at certain project charts and all, join early so that you can leave it in the comments and we can be able to attend to them. Now, I don't know if the comments on X are visible on this comment box. I feel it's just the comments from those that joined via YouTube. So it's also advisable to join via YouTube. I feel so. So it's advisable to join via YouTube. Yeah, please, about bluff, can you be more specific? So then someone asked them, what is the SL on the BTC trade? Okay, let me just share my screen and show that before we call it a day. So the BTC trade. Okay, this is the BTC trade. The SL is at 84,995 or 84,992, I think. Yeah, it's 4,990 something. That's where it is at, basically. If I want to get exactly, it's just to zoom in. You can see it. This is this red. It's 4,998. So that's where the SL for the BTC trade is at. Now, it is worth noting that, like I said, there's no confirmation yet. You want to see rejection. You want to see some rejection candles here before like you jump in. Yeah, but this is actually the setup you have. So for those persons, note please, very important. For those persons that are still on this trade, you didn't manage the trade, you didn't protect profits at TP1 or TP2, or move SL to break even to take you out. You didn't do any of that, and you're still in the trade, and it's back to here where you're in profit again and approaching TP1. You want to pay attention to this, and you want to actually manage the trade, because if it ends up bouncing here, there's a high chance that it will take out this position. There's a very, very high chance that it will take out this position if it ends up bouncing here. So that's all we have to say about this trade. Yes, personally, I don't know, do you have something else to share before we call it a day? Another question is here. The rain, is it a solid coin we can buy? Personally, I've not bought it because I've not done more research on it, and also because it has pumped real good, like real good. It's at $8 billion FDV and 1 point something billion market cap. That's huge in this bad market. That's actually huge. And I've not checked to see if investors have taken profit or there's a new emission. So I can't just go and just buy it like that. Okay, so that's something you want to actually hold on for. Someone is okay, still the same person if it's good for long term. I already explained some of the things you need to check before you bag it for long term. The airdrop is sent to your Telegram. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that on Spaces. On Spaces, we'll talk about that on the Twitter Spaces. I think that should be this evening. The reason is time. We've spent almost 50 minutes here. I'm not seeing the people doing the live video. Why not? Like, you mean you're not seeing us? Divine is saying she's not seeing the people doing the live video. First, where are you commenting from? Is it X or YouTube? You should be seeing us now. We can see ourselves. Everything is dark. Oh, okay. Please, is any other person experiencing that? Is any other person experiencing that?
It depends, because it's live on YouTube, so maybe something is wrong somewhere.
Maybe it's your network or something. Maybe you need to close the app and open it back, probably. But it's actually showing. It's showing actually. Yeah. So over to you, Miracle. Is there anything you want to say?
Well, let's just see how the market progresses for today, because everything looks okay in terms of price action. We are beginning to see some green candles coming. He said it's not that we're out of the woods yet. It's just we're seeing green candles. So maybe we might see other opportunities or get opportunities to have more swing trades. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Okay. Someone said now. Okay. Someone said no, we can see you guys clearly. Okay, so that means It's her device then. I guess it's her device. So thanks, guys. See you guys same time tomorrow morning. Please join early so you can drop your questions. It's always 10 a.m. sharp. So you can drop your questions and anything you want us to look into, and we can do it as fast as possible before we run out of time. Thanks, guys, and do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Bye.